Dude, I'm so proud of you, man.
Appreciate it.
I'm so freaking proud of you.
Appreciate
That's
it.
awesome, man. It's like I told you, like I was tracking you throughout the season. I'm telling myself, I'm like, bro, that's kind of what it is. It's just you remembering who you are, man,
Yeah.
and kind of what got you there in the first place. And then once you kind of find some little successes, just kept building on it, man. Look what happened. You became the guy, and now you're off and running.
Yeah.
But let's just get you healthy. Let's get back to basics. Let's do some med ball throws and stuff like that over there. You cool with that?
Yeah.
Here. Sorry. Starting from like basically separated already. Shoulder hip separated. Fire. Good. Good. Nice. So cool. Next we got toss. That'll be yeah, the most recent. I would say the most recent like video of you, let's say throwing in game. If you can get that, send it to me.
Okay.
All right, start to break some of that stuff down.
Yeah, I can go on True Media.
Awesome. Because I think the thing we're gonna look to do is how can we just get more efficient. If there's anywhere like we can become efficient, let's work on that. And then while we're still working on this, developing your velocity. All right. So here, left leg. That's better. Good. Say your sights. Part about the FiveTool training, so you're staying through. There we go. Nice. You toss to you. Let's go. Your feet. Good. If you think about velo, it's kind of where it's gonna come from, right? Look at like most of the pitchers, right? Like, look at the guys at your school. They're probably doing water bag, a lot of rotational band type stuff, right?
That's all they do.
Same thing. Throwing is throwing. It's just kind of how we translate it to the squat position. All right. So if you're doing this 3 to 4 times a week, you'll be in a good spot as far as like arm strength. Couple that with, let's say, that med ball progression, couple times a week. Couple that with, say, long toss 3 to 4 times. Like you're gonna get stronger. Your arms gonna get stronger. More. Nice. Yeah. Hey, what'd that mean to you, man? To kind of be like on the national circuit like that. Pretty cool accolade, right? Pretty good accolade, right? Sometimes we don't even see it, man. We're just so like head down, right? Ton of work. You look back like, wow, I actually had a pretty good year, man. Like, so I said, like, just keep building on that stuff because it's good. Like your foundation's there, brother. Your foundation's there. I'll take a look at that stuff, but the first thing that kind of comes to mind was probably just how you're angling. Because if we're moving a lot, we're probably square and just kind of drifting a little bit. So we'll just take a look. But right off the gate, again, path looks good. All the setups looks fine. Let's start to think about the speed aspect. Let's stay tight with our move, and then I'll take a look at your angles. Cool? All right. Good. Hey, so that little pause that I did, the second to last pitch, was just to kind of get you to like feel, once you hit a certain spot, which is basically, because you're kind of working into it, which is to that point, maybe why you feel like you're moving a lot. Pause, you stopped, direct move, right? So now you're anchored as opposed to kind of easing into it and then maybe still kind of getting caught off. Because then what happens, right, I come off here, start to lean more into the other, okay? So. Two. In game, presetting a lot or just neutral? A little bit. How often were guys consistent hitting that? 2 in like probably what, 13-man staff, something like that, right? So that's a lot. I think again, kind of talking about what you just said, like moving a lot and all that. How we could trim some fat, low-hanging fruit. Let's lock in on it instead of so much pre-pitch location. It's good to train, right? Certain pitch types, but I think you're good enough where you set neutral. Right, or just based on your angle, you can set neutral and then adjust from there. Like you're plenty quick, and you probably won't feel like you have to like move as much, right? So take a round like that with the light one, and then we'll get off the machine. Yep. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, this is such low-hanging fruit, right? You add that, right? Let's say don't need to preset as much. But now I might say I'm open here, I'm marking a glove side pitch, whatever. Instead of being all the way over here, I'm just middle. knowing that anything on the outside is a ball anyway, and I could just be as direct as I can. All right. That's why I was asking, like, if you were gonna play a little guest play, because you could like just try some of this stuff. But maybe there's guys that local guys that you can catch pens with.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, but let's get it, Quinn. Machine. Hey, so my view, good adjustment there. All right, my view, there's sometimes we just have a tendency to sit back a little bit. So get your stance real quick, let me show you. There we go. So think about taking, say kind of being here, right? See if I can anchor a little bit differently there. Yeah. I think you'll be even more like lethal from there, right? Then kind of sitting back and kind of working from there. That's another way, again, wobble up. Now from here, I'm just aggressive. And then you won't feel like you need to, all right? Because now your hips are set. All right? Play around with that. Good. Let's roll with that same feel, but now high target, back. Let's see how we feel with the spacing here. Back, yep. Ball, nice move. So you take that same thing on the outside corner. Field day, bro. Because here's what I'm getting at, like this right here. So we're square. Again, strong, right? You're pretty strong. Playing around with this too. Like that. See the difference? Sit back as opposed to small. Then I like this a lot. Because now look, you just kind of unlock that whole area right there. All right? So whether it's that or that, something to consider too, right? Just why we start to work this summer. All right? Love that. Boom. Again, I'm watching you from my pitcher's point of view. So big back there, right? Your limbs, you've got again, just extension. So let's say your coaches or the philosophy is to kind of stay more on the edge, on the thirds. You're here, you're open, you still got all this to play around with. All right? Because now you're strong and you're anchored there. Hi, baby Q. This far. There you go. Especially outside corner too. Again, just watching that. You're on the block, and we're open completely. Even if I misfire, two things. I can go there, still the middle of the plate, or just showing you as well. Maybe I don't have to go all the way to the block because I've got enough, right? Enough space. Okay. So just want to show you that so you feel just comfortable with it. Let's do a couple on 2 feet. One. Is there one where you're just kind of more chill? Or is that the one? You mostly just set up from there? Let's look at one where you're more staggered. Hey, just looking at your setup, you look fine there. Once you start to call stuff that moves laterally, just a little angle work. Good, man, good. Stable. Angles are gonna be the difference, and you'll see. That's like it's gonna make a whole difference for you. All right, let's switch it up though. Let's do some more movement. Let's go arm side. All right. Ball. Right. Hey, way to finish that one. That was good. Because the next thing I was going to ask you was this. You said not many guys are able to repeat as much, right? I guess what I'm going at, like the miss, because most guys, like all pitchers miss, right? It's just a matter of like what's their miss pattern, right? Like for a changeup, are they typically like missing like where they need to miss, but it's just down, or are they yanking shit?
Non-competitive.
Non-competitive, right?
That's kind of the MO for the whole staff.
Gotcha. So that's when I think, especially with breaking balls early in the count, being more on plate, but angling can help you get those strikes, right? The other thing I was getting at with too is like have a field day with guys that can dot, right?
Yeah.
Another thing I was thinking about too, like if you feel like you want to get in more, you can't get as much, shoring up even more, right? That's why I was asking how bad is the miss. If the miss is really bad and it's down there, then yeah, we got to kind of get on the plate a little bit more. So yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Because your path looks good, all that stuff is good. Just think about shoulder, right? Cut it, and then kind of stay in there. Opposite hip, cut that. All right. Let's go around now. Nobody on. Nice. All right, so we can have some fun with this. There you go. Ball. There we go. Ball. Good. I like that path there, not as drastic, direct. Nice, good. Let's work this set, Q. Same knee down, same stance. Let's just kick out. We can clean this up too. 2. One more. Cool. So when you were catching, you were more here, right? So these pitchers that are low, they probably feel like you have to catch them that way. Let's try and think about sitting more here. Now create your space. Make your move. See the difference in our spacing there? As opposed to kind of just lean a little bit more that way. Right? Yeah. Good. There we go. Nice. What you got on that? You can see a slight difference, yeah. Slight difference, even when you're making your move. Another way to think about this too, right? You kind of have your throwing hand there as like a cue, right? When you're making your move and you're kicking out, almost like press back. That'll help you try to stay neutral, all right? It's significantly different, man. You can just tell. Nice work. Yeah. Finish it, Kip. Boom, there we go. Finish it. It's pretty good, man. Again, small adjustment, but just trying to create a lot more freedom for you to make your hands just that much more consistent and efficient. All right? Because, again, OG, right, you probably felt like you didn't have much there. We kind of create some more space there. Big difference, right, as far as the stuff you can do, which, again, just takes your receiving to the next level. All right? Makes sense? So again, we'll keep that'll be part of our progression, because again, like we do it already with late setups and man on second. Here, I want to decom. There, right? Mark can just feel almost like a front squat or a hinge. Right? There. Since we're working that, arm side transfers. Nice turn. All right. Like that. Again, efficient. It's out quick. Let's build on that, though. Kind of like what we're working on the plyo wall over there. Feel that slot. Keep feeling the slot. Keep feeling the turn. Now, what we'll do here is, again, creating some space. Let's turn it. Let's turn. Go ahead. Woo! Feel yourself tighter. Even there, just watching where you're exchanging, I'm just trying to see, right? If I can see the ball, it's not good, right? We're kind of just extending too far out. So that's what I said, try and stay tighter so that ball is just closer to your ear, yep. Closer to your ear. All right. Just like we were doing over there with the plow, everything's kind of closer to the ear, right? Quicker arm, all that stuff kind of just trickles down. There we go, better turn, good. That's why I want to work that movement because it's forcing you to turn. Boom, nice. Hey, good rep there. Here's where I like that one. Really got around there. So since you're, that's why I'm surprised you're not using this as much, man, because you move well there. You're like pretty explosive out the shoot there, man.
I just don't trust our staff.
I would like challenge yourself this fall coming in, like work more out of that, and like kind of prove to yourself that you can be just as athletic. Because the way you're moving, you're in the ground fast, you're controlling the ground, right? Because your angles and your setups are good. So kind of challenge yourself in that aspect, right? It's another way to, again, just taking all the tools you've learned and building on the confidence of it. Nice attack there. Butter! Good timing, good turn. There we go. Good timing. So again, there versus there, efficient. That'll help you stay tighter. So again, you're ready quick, you're ready to know that aspect. Challenge yourself as far as the timing and space. All right? Good shot. Bangers. Good. Like we did there, good hinge. All right, nice job there. So you go, again, just the natural, like your habit, right? So I like that, again, started neutral, cleaned it up there. Because again, like I always go back to this, our intended location, supposed to break here more times than not, right? But to your guys, right, the misses, if they miss, it's probably gonna be where? Probably gonna pop, right? So to that point, if I'm neutral, but I'm angled, freedom there, right? If he hits the spot, great, guess what? I just keep the path going, all right? So again, I just wanna highlight that. Small, that's why I say it's small, man, but makes a big difference in consistency, all right? Let's go, right knee down, same thing. Fundamentally, there's nothing wrong with any of that, right? For your development, how much faster can you move that thing? Quicker, right? A to B, how quick can I be? Yeah. Run it. There you go. That little bit right there. Turn with it. Turn with it. Good. Good to see you again. Back in the saddle. See how like that like cutter had like later movement? All right. Good test for you just to kind of maintain. If you get beat or feel late, that's fine, right? Because what? You're really quick, right? But feel what that's like to kind of like it gets on your beat you a little bit. Because then the adjustment is you'll sync up. Okay. All right. But I just want to see like you're moving really well out of here, man. All this stuff that we're just gonna clean up is just timing, man, efficiency. All right, but yo, it's crazy how, like the simplicity of this, what we're working on, a kid at your level, your talent. Now we start to kind of look at the next level. Yeah. All right, just by kind of like cleaning some of that shit up.